What is going on? I'm ZMOT. There is a prize giveaway later in this video, so do stick around. One of the prerequisites are going to be that you have to put ZMOT in your creator boost. Just tell me you did, even if you didn't. In every Supercell game, you put it in gets you an additional entry, so do stick around. This is not going to be one of those single flavor videos. We're going to jump in, first of all, to imitation game. I have not played imitation game in a long time, but I want to play imitation game at the moment because I want to see if it's legit. And when I say if it's legit, those of you who remember back in the day, there used to be names on the bases so you could see who you were attacking. And part of the problem with that was it made it very obvious that the bases were repeating. And now we have another way to tell if the bases are repeating because we will be able to see if these players have critter launchers. Everyone from HQ level 12 and up have been building critter launchers. By the way, I saw in the Boom Beach Discord the other day that they are still looking into the costs of critter launchers. Hopefully that bug is fixed soon, because I know that not a lot of HQ level 12 have built them because you just can't afford them. Now, if you really want them, they are a great defense, and one of the things that they do very well is stopping players who don't use smoke, and of course, most players at HQ level 12 either don't even have smoke, I can't recall off the top of my head, or just don't use it very well because level 1 smoke sucks. So do build yourself a critter launcher. The easiest way to do that, of course, is to overstack your resources, and you do that by opening lots and lots of crater crates. I don't think it's actually worth it. I would just prefer to wait, but we're going to see if these players that are above HQ level 12, like this person right here, have a critter launcher. And if we don't see a critter launcher this week or next, I'm going to start calling shenanigans, and I hope you guys are as well, because there needs to be critter launchers on the imitation game, because either that or we're just getting the same canned bases over and over again, which there is a chance of that. I don't know exactly how well the kinks were ironed out on the imitation game, or if they just swept things underneath the rug. Overall, really hoping to see ourselves some critter launchers, because that would restore a little bit of faith. And by the way, some of that faith was restored yesterday. All of the people who were locked out using old iOS devices should now be able to attack all of the bases. Look at that. Critter launchers maxed. Our abs, these are not critter launchers, these are laser rangers, are a lot of fun. So when that vote comes up later in the month, I can't remember exactly what the vote is, but I believe it's Lasertrons. Please don't vote for Lasertrons. Lasertrons will be super duper boring because they cost all sorts of gunboat energy, and Laser Rangers are better, of course. So, we still have no critter launchers. My spidey senses are a-tingling, and a couple of you were saying that Laser Rangers are not good because they die too easily. You just gotta place them. Placing them is so important with these ladies, and I find that using Everspark is a little bit better with them than Bullet and or Kavan, simply because all of those critters out front make a world of difference, clearing mines and keeping these ladies alive. So just like on Warships, where Kavan is not super duper great because he ends up hitting a boom mine or not clearing mines, Everspark is boss with these laser ladies. Now, I don't know, I still haven't come across a good nickname for the laser ladies. We used to call the Zukas, still no critter launchers, it's still early. I know not a lot of people have built them. I'm still seeing, even when I clear my map, that we don't see a lot of critter launchers quite yet. But as the time goes on, that will become very apparent. So if you don't attack imitation game because you don't play this side of the game, it might be worth investigating a little bit. Spend a little bit of time attacking on the main base. There are some extra redstones here, some extra intel, and so very curious to see where that leads us. That's 6 stages. At least 2 of them had the ability to have critter launchers. None of them do. Let's have a quick... Actually, you know what? First, I want to jump over to the leaderboard. All of those Chinese names are now gone. We've got some new names up there with those new badges. So congrats to Sieber. Now you can click on the badges. It's a little bit awkward though. I don't know how this person had the badge for 87 days. I'm not sure if this is an old leaderboard player that's coming back up or if they got some sort of glitch, but there is some time on the badge. I just can't seem to click on it for some reason, so we're going to give up and get back to imitation game. I know you could just bard out most stages, but I prefer to send troops at them just because... Actually, you know what? Saying that, we probably should just use all artillery. Now, what level headquarters is that? That is headquarters level 22. Still no critter launchers. I'm calling shenanigans here pretty quick. I'm going to be slow to judge. I'm often very, very quick to judge, but we're just going to wait another week or so before we call full-on shenanigans. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you think that there is a chance that all of these people would have prototype defenses out but not have critter launchers. The fact they've got prototypes to me says there are people who value their defenses, so they're going to build those critter launchers as soon as they possibly can. Also, this person, as my screen goes wonky, they have a blue statue and lots of greens, so I would think they would build those critter launchers. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. I don't want to rag on it, but I'm a little bit suspect. At the same time, I wanted to throw a shout out to Miss Scarlet Indy, the moderator from the Boom Beach Reddit, subreddit I should say, throwing defends my way, intentionally attacking my base, giving me intel and diamonds. Huge shout out to her. And on the plus side, she is one of those players. These first couple defends were her testing the ice bases because she plays on an iPhone 7 Plus, I believe, which means that she can now give me intel and diamonds. So big shout out to her. Let's shift gears. I wanted to show you a couple different little things. I think it was this one. Where's my slowest attack? Right there. This win, I tried something different. I've heard from quite a few of you that my strategy for these front-loaded bases was really helping you, so that was great to hear. But now we're starting to see these front-loaded bases get 4 shock launchers. So I wanted to show you this hit that I did, trying to mix in the main base with warships, knowing that my base can hold up a little bit. And so what we're going to do here is, come on, drop the troops, Zed. Let's go. Here come the troops at some point. Clearly I was thinking quite a bit. So we're going to drop Everspark, 2 smokes, and just a warning, because that ramp is quite steep, your Everspark will look like she's underneath the smoke sometimes or walk in a different path. Just remember that that ramp is very, very steep, and as a result, the view from overhead is a little bit skewed. So Everspark, we get her to throw the hack out. I throw the flare on there. I throw the artillery on there. And then look at this. Down go 2 shock launchers with very, very little GBE. We BART out that right one. 2 boats, Seekers up the middle to short circuit the Seeker path. And then we have our Seekers heading towards the back. Easy peasy. Now, this was not a great attack after this. I made a couple mistakes where I ended up throwing my shock on that right-hand side shock launcher a little bit late, and then I had to throw a smoke to make sure that my troops stayed alive, but we still picked up the win. So I know that there are a lot of shock launchers coming, so maybe consider using Everspark to get rid of them if you're using the right troops. And speaking of the right troops, against 4 engine, that's not a 4 engine room base, that's not a bigger engine room base. I'll show you that in a second. I wanted to show, I did a 4 engine room base here somewhere, and with buses, it's just ridiculous. Like, full on bus rush, zero thinking, just flaring and using your GBE. We've got lots and lots of GBE, so clearing all of this stuff is just brainless and easy. So if you're sitting there at 4 engine rooms, consider moving on up, or short-circuiting your matchmaking after 4 or 5 seconds. Against Captain Jack, we had a decent hit. I will show you some live hits very, very soon. I'm using 4 boats of helicopters with 2 boats of Seekers behind them. The helicopters are just clearing things for our Seekers, so I can sneak 2 more boats up that right-hand side, using flares to get that back left, and then getting the back right. So lots of things happening, using the heavy choppas to clear mines, to clear defenses, and then sneaking seekers in behind. Using 4 boats of seekers seems a little bit light. Probably will switch to 5 at some point. But for next up, we're going to switch to my other base. Lots going on here, my friends. Oh, crud. I forgot to mention the contest. So I have some Boom Beach wrapping paper to give away. If that interests you at all, please make sure you leave a comment on this video, and I will send you this wrapping paper, 3 sets of Boom Beach related wrapping paper. If you have someone in your life that likes Boom Beach, this stuff is awesome, just in time for Christmas, shipped anywhere in the world. I don't like to talk about Christmas quite yet, but those shipping deadlines for getting stuff out are coming up soon, so make sure you leave a comment down below. Let's get into it. This is my base with all of the things. This tech tree has been a bit of a grind, most definitely. We have shock mines. We have max shock launchers, max rocket launchers, those rocket launchers up in that top right. Also, we've got the building defense. We've got those 2 extra shock launchers. Just need to put some playtime in and build ourselves a base. So that is what I'm going to do right here, right now. We're going to pick up all of those buildings. Then I'm going to show you the base that I'm going to use. We'll do 1 attack. I'm not going to grind all the way through the base build because this video will be a bit long in the tooth, but I'm going to pause. Then I'll come back a couple instances throughout. This is going to be our engine room layout. As you can see, 3 at the front, nothing in this back middle section. Going to be very, very interesting to see how this base performs. We've come upon my first problem. This building right here should be a boom cannon. There should be 1 more boom cannon at the end of this range, but I went for the 2 rocket launchers instead. That might be a mistake. Rocket launchers not doing nearly as much as boom cannons this season, so I might have to spend those diamonds to switch to those boom cannons. Now, I'm still rocking that ZMOT, which in this instance actually matches the base, so that might work out for me. Not entirely sure yet if I'm going to switch, but I just need to make a couple minor adjustments, knowing that this right here should be a boom cannon, which would give a little bit more range. Maybe, just maybe, we can get by with a rocket launcher, though. I am not one to spend those diamonds willy-nilly because I have already spent a ton of diamonds. I think I spent like 7,000 diamonds getting my laser rangers to max. And speaking of diamonds, if you're looking for a task force that gives you 29 diamonds every single day in most instances, please hit me up because we do have a spot for you. Just need a little bit of intel, a little bit of chat, and some participation. Easy, easy money. No need to go buy those diamonds, but if you do buy the diamonds, of course, keep code ZMOT in your shop. Instead of going like this, I'm going to swap like that, hoping to get an extra rocket launcher back there, keep that front line all the same. Now, this account is my primarily defensive account, but it only has the 8 boom mines, getting not awesome stuff, so that's why I haven't been playing it as much. The other account has 20 boom mines, and then my other account has those extra boom mines up there, so it's got 23 boom mines, which is just silly, silly, silly. Now, the base that I'm copying does not have shock mines, so what I'm going to be doing now is I'm just going to be straight up hiding shock mines every which way I can, trying to get these out so that anyone with seekers is hopefully going to hit one of them. Whether or not that happens, we will have to wait and find out, but you can hide shock mines behind basically every single defense if you know where to put them. Just got to be a little bit careful because sometimes they turn with that flamethrower, for example. They don't face backwards, they face forward, so you just got to figure out where they face at their default spot. There we go, getting a little bit better there. Now, speaking of those 23 boom mines, early on in this season, I said don't go anywhere near that little, what am I trying to say here, near this node right here, but my other account is engine room locked, so we can't move past here, so it makes sense. Every time in Warships you say never ever, something comes out and bites you in the butt because you should do it in some instances. So just trying to cover things up a little bit there. Now, I never ever place my, what is this called here, a trophy. But in this instance, I'm going to place it so that I can hide at least 1 mine in that neighborhood and then a shock mine in that neighborhood. When I say hide, let's be honest, everyone knows to look behind those things, but nonetheless, moving on forward, lots and lots of mines to place. giant sigh of relief as the base is finally done. Very, very questionable about this rocket launcher back here that's supposed to be a boom cannon. The only other option would be potentially moving this one back, like having these ones up front. Putting a rocket launcher up the front would be a terrible idea. So let's get our baseline. Now, when we're talking about baselines, I like to do an attack just to see generally how fast I need to be. I totally write this attack off and just go slow and then see how my opponent does. And you can't do that baseline as easily if you fizzle, and that is why I choose to go very, very slow when doing these. So please don't judge me on this attack. This attack is going to be not awesome. And that is going to be not awesome on purpose, kind of. And so we are just going to make sure that we get every single engine room. And if I don't get every single engine room, I'm going to be very, very, very sad. Should be able to do so. We're going to use our... Whoa, what just happened? Oh, video's still going. My monitor just turned off, which had me a little bit concerned. Cable issues, I believe, are fixed. I have a huge, huge thank you to all of you who use code ZMOT in your shop, because I just had to buy a new phone due to issues with the connector in my existing phone. It was an absolute, absolute nightmare dealing with people at the Apple Store. So thank you so much to all of you who have used code ZMOT over the days and years and months that some of you have been using it. So just wanted to throw that out there as well. Should be okay here. We've got lots and lots of troops left. A little bit concerned about when our troops start to turn to the right. Also need to get that boom cannon on that far left shocked. Lots and lots of things happening here. And if you're wondering why I'm not using more artillery, there we go. Opponent has retreated. This is a good sign. This is exactly what I was hoping. When you go all defensive, this is exactly what you hope for. You hope that your defenses are going to stand up and you can just do nice, slow, easy attacks. I was just talking about my brain coming back to us. I'm just talking about my artillery. I have not maxed my artillery yet, which is why I'm not using it a heck of a lot. The base has stood up, can finally start pushing on this account. I know what people like Alfredo throwing a video in the box, pushing towards Legendary. I am down at 18, just not having the bandwidth or the time. 3 accounts is a terrible idea. I feel like it's helped you guys a lot, and I feel like it has hindered me a lot because I just don't have the time. I have beaten God. I am better than God. That feels awkward saying that. That was like a foot in mouth moment. Hopefully, yeah, let's move on. That is going to be all from me. Lots of things covered. We're talking about the all offensive account, the all defensive account, critter launchers on imitation game, and more importantly, the giveaway that I'm going to do at the end of this video. Now, I jokingly said if you throw code ZMOT in your shop in every game, you get an extra entry. There's no possible way that I can prove that or see that. But what you can do is have a look at my video, at the end screen coming up. If you throw someone's name from my Patreons, from my YouTube channel members in your comments, I will give you an extra entry. Easy way to do it, because those people support me every single month, and I don't show them nearly as much love as I'd like to. Again, coming down to that bandwidth issue. Getting a couple more defends. That is going to be all for... You know what? Let's show one of those defend. That's a real defend. That's not a Scarlet Indie defend. Did I get her name right? Oh, I hate it when my brain gets... Look at this, like this base, all you have to do is throw critters back there, my friends. Just throw critters back there. Legend, or even smoke your troops back there. Those critter launchers just going ham on this person's troops. My friends, please scout. This is an easy base. I have forgotten to take my Hammerman base down, and we got 2 defends with it. So Legend, please, if you're watching, reach out. I will show you how to attack. Would love to do so. I am ZMOT. Thank you for coming in. Long video for me. Hopefully that works out well for you. I'll throw some chapters in for the rest of you, but it's too late because no one's going to see that except for you guys that stuck around. I'm ZMOT. Peace.